All right. Good morning. Have a seat up on your left. If you're sitting on a lift like this, cross your legs at the center of your shins. If you're having difficulty sitting like this, then sit on your chair. It's not a problem. Do have nearby. Go get it if you don't have it. We're going to be using the chair, the blocks, and a strap or a strap-like mechanism, which can be a scarf or a belt or something like that. We will be using. I can always change my mind, but right now my mind is saying we could be using all three of those today. And allow yourself to be here for a moment. Bring your palms together with your thumbs at your chest. Touch your palms evenly, left to right, right to left. Balance evenly on the sit bones. Find a lengthening of the inner thighs, the inner groins. Not just the inner thigh, the whole inner groin, from the inner knees to the lower abdomen, from the lower abdomen to the inner knees lengthen. And allow the flesh of the inner thighs to descend. Keep touching the palms evenly. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Maintain the lengthening of the inner legs, maintain the touching of the palms evenly. If I think I missed saying it before, ensure you're balanced evenly on the sit bones. If I did say it, then there you go. There it is again. Allowing the abdomen to move towards the spine, allowing the front bottom ribs to move into the body, not pushing forward. Lengthen from your hips to your armpits. Lengthen up through both the front and the back of the spine. Continue to touch the palms evenly. Move the shoulder bones away from your ears, away from the sides of your neck. Soften your face. Drop your awareness into the body. Allow yourself to arrive in this moment. Allow yourself to arrive here in this moment with no preconceived wantings, clingings of what might come. Instead, allow yourself to arrive in this moment with a sense of curiosity, of openness, of what will come. And not just, what poses will Jonathan instruct, but what will come. What experiences, what learnings, what discoveries. These are things I can't teach you. I hopefully can guide you to a place where if you are here, you can observe and experience them. But can you allow yourself to arrive, to be here now? And open yourself up to the possibilities that the universe wants to show you. And let's chant the syllable Om 3 times together, exhaling completely. Deep inhalation. Om. 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 Lifting the sternum towards the ceiling, lower your chin towards your heart. Release your hands onto your thighs with your palms up. With your eyes closed, raise your head. From the back of your head, gently let your eyes open. Interlace your fingers together. Turn your palms out. Push the webbing of your fingers together. Inhale. Extend up. So I mentioned before class started, for some of you that were here then, that we're going to be doing some twists today. But when you twist, you must lengthen first, right? You want to create space between the vertebrae first. So press down through the sit bones evenly. Extend upward through the side ribs. But keep the downward pressure of the sit bones as you extend upward through the side ribs. Then continue up through the armpits, up through the forearms, and up through the wrists. Now maintain that length. Inhale, lengthen even a little bit more. As you exhale, turn to the right. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Don't just turn with the head. Let the head follow. But wrap your ribs around. And on your exhalation, come to center. Extend through the wrists again. Push down through the sit bones. Extend upward through the side ribs, through the armpits, arms, forearms, wrists. Inhale. Extend even more. Exhale. Turn to the other side, the left. Inhale, extend upward. Exhale, come to center. Release the hands out to the sides. Rest your hands. Extend your arms forward, arms up. Turn your hands out to the side so we get length upward and width. Inhale, exhale, turn to the right. Now, in this version, I actually like looking straight ahead. If you want to turn your head, that's fine. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Don't lead with your head. But for me, I get a little bit more turn when my head goes in the opposite direction. You can play with it. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. When you turn, you can use that left hand on the thigh. If you bend that elbow a little bit, that helps the turn. So inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Even here, the front ribs will have a tendency to push out, at least for some of us. So keep those front ribs towards the back body. You may find that you lengthen up more when you do that. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. Drop the shoulders. So elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come to center. Maintain the lift when you come to center, right? So there's a tendency when we come out, we drop and then we come back. I want you to keep that lift as you come back and then maintain the lift while you're there. And then extend the arms forwards, arms up, and get even more lift. So the sit bones down, lengthening through the side ribs, through the armpits, all the way up through those fingertips. And maintain that lift. Don't allow that lift to fall. Turn your hands out to the side, take your arms halfway down, and now maintaining that lift, get some lift. Notice if your front ribs have come forward, draw them in. Inhale, lift even more. Exhale, turn to the other side, the left. One day I hope to really know my left from right. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. You can bend the elbows. Watch those front ribs. Keep them into the body. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Use the breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, maintain that lift as you come to center. And of course, now we have to change the cross of the legs. Interlace your fingers the opposite way you did the first time. It's the way that feels weird. All right. Yeah, I could have done it interlacing both ways on one side, both ways on the other side, but I want to get to some other twists. So make sure that as you cross the legs today, your fingers are interlocked the opposite way, because it is a different experience on the shoulders. Extend the arms forward. Watch those ribs. Keep them in. Extend up. Don't lean the shoulders back. Keep the shoulders above the hips. If that's difficult, you may need a higher lift. Press down through the sit bones. Extend through the side ribs. The side ribs extending upward, opening the armpits, extending through the arms themselves, through the forearms, through the wrists. And extend upward, inhale, exhale, turn to the right. So in this one, I do let the head follow, the chin in line with sternum. But, you know, you can play with it, you can look forward, you can turn, well, don't turn it more. But to me, that feels more cohesive. Inhale, extending upward, exhale, come to center, keep that lift. Inhale, extend upward again, exhale to the left. Wrap the ribs around. Make sure you're still lengthening the inner groins, compacting the hips. Believe it or not, what you do in the legs really affects what happens in those twists. Shoulders down as the arms go up. Wrap those ribs around. Use the breath. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. You're going to hear that a lot today. And inhale, extending up, exhale, come to center. Arms out to the sides. Rest your hands, take a breath. Arms forward, arms up. Lengthen. This is for lengthening. It's not just to get the arms up. I mean, it's good to get the arms up too, but lengthen. Keep the length. Exhale, take your arms out to the side. Drop the shoulders. Inhale, exhale, turn. For those that, now I'm keeping my head forward. For those that were complaining about lower back stuff at the beginning, please let me know if any of these exacerbate anything. I do not want you to exacerbate your lower back pain, so you have to let me know. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning, ribs into the body, elbows up, shoulders down. Use the breath. Bending the elbows can help you. Use the work of the arms to gently guide the spine in its turn. Maintain the lift. Exhale, come to center. Arms forward, arms up. Hands out to the side. Drop the shoulders. Inhale, lift. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. Keep the head straight forward. If you want to turn it, you can. Keep your chin in line with your sternum. Don't go past the torso. Otherwise, looking straight forward. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Watch those ribs. Ribs stay into the body because you get more lift. And it softens the shoulders and all other kinds of things. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. And then exhale, come to center. Take a breath. So straighten the legs for a moment, just to get your knees, some life into your knees. Dandasana, thighs down, lengthen the inner groins. Again, descend the inner thighs, outer knees to the outer hips. And then have your strap. Let your right leg fall out, take hold of the inside of your knee, move out to the side. Let the left leg go, take hold of the inside of the knee, move out to the side. Then take the feet together in Baddha Konasana. Take your strap underneath the feet. Extend the arms down so their arms are straight. You know, you don't have to lock the elbows straight, but they're straight. Press the heels. Lengthen the groins. Descend the flesh to the inner thighs. And draw the outer knees to the outer hips. Now we're going to maintain the legs as we continue into a twist. So now you'll bend the arm. You'll take hold of these straps with your left hand. Take your right hand behind you. The bend of the elbow is going to help the turn. But push down through the sit bones first. Lengthen up through the spine and inner groins lengthened and released. Inhale, lifting, lengthen those groins. Exhale, bend the elbow, turn. I'm looking straight ahead for this one. You can turn your head if you want. But I find it interesting how, and I didn't figure this out on my own, to be clear, light on yoga. Often if you look the opposite way, you turn more. It's fascinating. Elbows up, shoulders down. With each exhalation, maybe you turn just a little bit more. And by more, you know, I don't mean inches, a millimeter. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come to center. Hold both sides. And then take hold of the strap with your right hand, left hand behind you. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. So I'm bending that elbow to help the turn. The back elbow is bending too. But lengthen the groins. Descend the groins. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Elbows up, shoulders down. All right, we think the twist is just about the spine, but it's so much more involved. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Hold both sides, come to center. Take hold of the outside of the knees, push your legs together, hold behind one knee, draw the flesh towards the buttocks, drag the heel. Other side, draw the flesh towards the buttocks, drag the heel. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. And my elbows are bent. I'm not worrying too much about that now. You know, I'll straighten them slightly to get more length in the spine, but I'm not worried about forcing them straight in this moment. All right. Let's get the chair. You know, I should have said this before class. A wall is going to be helpful here. Does everyone have access to a wall, or who doesn't have access to a wall? If you don't have access to a wall, let me know. Is that Joan, no access to a wall? All right. Use the chair in the middle of the room. We'll figure something out. If you have a wall, place the chair on the wall. I see something for Joan. Joan, take your strap with you. It may, let me see. Yeah, take your strap, Joan, and anyone else who doesn't have a wall. So you'll have your right side facing the wall. Take your left leg up. Joan, you're gonna take your strap, put it underneath the chair. Not underneath the chair, underneath the whatever bar of the back of the chair, yeah. And you're just gonna hold it like that. It's gonna help give some stability, and I'm experimenting. I haven't done it this way before, but I think it can work. For everyone, so toes point forward, right? The standing leg especially likes to turn out a little bit. So keep the standing leg thigh turned in, press the thigh back, draw both outer knees to outer hips. This top leg, the bent leg, you have to take that hip down slightly because that's going to want to rise. And then lengthen the inner thighs, descend the flesh of the inner thighs. Well, the top leg is descending, the bottom leg is going back. In that area where they meet, the groins, well, they don't really meet, but where they come into the body, spread them away from each other. And then you're going to inhale, lift and lengthen, exhale, turn towards the right. And if you don't have the wall, take the strap, still turn towards the right, and bend those elbows out to the side. Elbows up, shoulders down to help with the turn. And if that's not working, you can obviously hold on to the back of the chair. If you have a high chair, that works better, but Joan, your chair looks low. So I think that having the strap here allows you to bring the elbows up a little bit more so you can get this turn. Now keep this top thigh parallel to the wall. Don't let that knee cross over and go forward. And then you can use if your hands are against the wall, you keep working. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Watch those ribs coming out. Watch that top leg moving towards the wall. Vrichyasana 1. Turning. Shoulders down. If you have the strap, then it's elbows up, shoulders down. And don't let your head, eventually you can look over the right shoulder, but for now I would just say, keep your chin in line with your sternum. Don't worry about the head yet. You can really get that spine going. And then exhale, come to center. Take your foot down. And Joan, you don't need to move. I'm coming so I can see you. Did that work out with the strap? Thumbs up, thumbs down? Lower, put your hand lower so I can sort of. Okay. All right. Well, let's play with it a little bit. We'll sort of is better than not at all. Now I'll see if I can think of something. So go to the other side of the chair. Take your left leg up now. I'm sorry. Which side's at the wall? Left side is at the wall. So your right leg is up. Draw that standing leg, the thigh back, lift the outer knee to the outer hip. Bent leg, outer knee to the outer hip. Drop that hip down. Lengthen the groins, descend the groins, and spread them away from each other. Now maintain that inhale, lifting. Exhale, place your hands at the wall. I'm going to do it with the strap so I can see what's going on with Joan. Watch that top knee so it doesn't move towards the wall. Keep the bottom leg, the thigh going back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. I mean, it's different, Joan, but this will work. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Elbows up, drop the shoulders. As long as your ankle is supporting you, it'll work. Exhale, come to center. And if your ankle starts bothering you, Joan, let me know, and I will just give you another pose to do while we do the chair work. All right, turn around. If you're using the strap, keep the strap. Otherwise, take a block. Take your left leg on the chair. Right side is at the wall, or you have your strap. So your leg's a little higher now, right? And of course, you can use a book if you don't have a block or a couple books. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning, or holding that strap, Joan. And Joan, you can play with how far down you hold the strap, how high up, and you might find a sweeter spot. Press the thighs back, the standing leg thigh back, compact the hips, release those groins, lengthen and release the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. The more slowly you go with this, the deeper you go with it. If you're going for the fast route, you actually end up getting less. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Keep that lift when you turn to center. Don't collapse. Take your foot down, walk to the other side. Right leg up. Get the legs first. Back, standing leg back. Compact the hips, so outer knees to outer hips. Lengthen the groins, descend the groins, spread the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. But maintain your awareness on the legs. That's going to help you here. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Let the head follow the torso, so chin in line with sternum the whole time. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Keep that knee parallel to the wall. Don't let the knee move towards the wall. And use your hand. You can use, if your hands are at the wall, use the pressure of the hands against the wall to help the turn. The slower you go, the deeper you go. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come to center. Keep the lift. Take the foot down. All right. Side one. Take the block away. So right side is facing the wall. Now your right leg is up. Murchiyasana 3. Square the hips, outer knees to outer hips, lengthen the groins, descend the groins, spread the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. So now we're moving into the thigh. Again, don't let the thigh move towards the wall. Keep this standing leg thigh going back. So don't let that fall forward too. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Elbows up, shoulders down. You can use the pressure against the wall to help the turn, chin in line with your sternum. Keep awareness on the legs, even as you're turning the torso. Train your mind to spread awareness, not move awareness, but to spread it. We can move energy, but the awareness we want to spread. Maintain that lift. Exhale, come to center. Take the foot down. Other side of the chair. Left leg up. Ensure, I didn't say this before, but ensure that your right heel is below your right hip and that your left knee and foot is in line with that left hip. Draw both outer knees to outer hips, compact the hips together. That top leg, the hip drops. Lengthen the groins, descend, release the groins, spread the groins away from each other. Maintain that. Keep some of your awareness in your legs. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. If you're holding the strap, you're still holding the strap, elbows up, shoulders down. This allows the arms to help in that work. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. The slower you go, the deeper you go. Although even as I say that, I'm sure you don't have a goal in mind, but you are curious to what comes. Use the breath. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. And exhale, come to center. Take your foot down. Other side. Last one of these for now. So take the block, right leg up. So now again, we have the leg is a little higher. This is more of a bend in the knee. For those that know the pose sitting, you're getting closer to what the sitting pose might be. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Of course, compacting the hips together. Lengthening, releasing the groin, spreading the groins. Maintaining awareness at your legs, even as you turn the torso. Using your breath. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Keep that standing thigh moving back. Any difficulties, you let me know. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Coming to center. Take the foot down. Other side. Left leg up. Square the hips. Outer knees to outer hips. Lengthen the groins. Release the groins. Spread the groins. Keep that right thigh going back. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Again, chin in line with your sternum. Elbows up, shoulders down. Don't let that top thigh go towards the wall. Keep that right thigh moving back as you inhale, lift, exhale, turn. The pace of your breath, not mine. Study. Study you. Study the pose. Study the interaction between you and the pose. What are you offering the pose? What is the pose offering you? Inhale, lifting, exhale, come to center, foot off the block. Tadasana, just do a check-in with yourself. Feet together or hip distance apart, your choice. Balance even on the feet, thighs back. Same work with the legs. So lengthen the groins, release the groins, spread the groins, draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips, and lengthen up through those side ribs, extend through the arms. Just notice your pose. And release. You'll have a seat in the chair now. So have the seat so that the back of the seat is facing what I'm going to call forward, perhaps facing the camera, as if you're facing the front of the room, the back of the chair facing the front of the room. And you're going to sit so the right side of your body is facing the back of the chair. Square your hips, square your knees, square your heels underneath your knees. I want you over time to become more aware. I know I'm harping on the legs, but what happens in the lower body affects what happens in the upper body. So I want you to draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips. Lengthen from the inner knee to the lower abdomen, from the lower abdomen to the inner knee. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs. And at that very top part of the groins of the lower abdomen, spread. And even the tops of the thighs, spread. Not the outer thighs. The outer thighs, the top compact, right? Tops of the thighs compact. The inner thighs, the tops of the thighs spread. And you may know if you're new to this, you'll do one and then the other, one and then the other, one and then the other, one and then the other. And you want to move to a point where you find that place where they are both happening. And see if you can maintain that experience of the legs. So you have to use your awareness, keep your awareness in the legs, and then slowly begin to spread it so it doesn't leave the legs. Extend your arms forward, arms up, get that length. Inhale, exhale, take your arms out to the side, get the width. Did you lose the legs? Take a moment, get them back. Inhale, exhale, take hold of the sides of the chair. Open hands, not tight fists, elbows up, shoulders down. Lengthen and descend the groins. Spread the tops of the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Again, in this one, I'm going to look forward. I'm not going to let my head turn right now. If you want, you can have your chin in line with your sternum. Okay, it's fine. But if you always do that one, see what happens when you don't turn the head. Elbows up, shoulders down. Just to study. Maybe you like the other version better. Totally cool. Maybe you like this version better. Totally cool. To be clear, I do them both. Well, I do all three, all four. I look fully the opposite way. I look straight ahead. I follow. And then I do turn my head fully. So 4 ways that I will use the head in twists. So you can experiment, but right now I have my head going forward. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Turn around on the chair. Square the hips, knees, heels. Draw the outer knees to the outer hips, compact the hips together. Descend the flesh of the inner thighs. I should have said lengthen. Lengthen the inner groins first, then descend. Maintain awareness in the legs. Keep those ribs into the body as well. Arms forward, arms up. In your exhalation, take your arms out to the side. Keep your awareness in the legs still. Inhale, exhale, turn. Not the head, the torso. So I have open hands, back of the chair. Elbows up, shoulders down. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turn. For some, there's a tendency to dart the eyes around the room. See if you can keep your eyes with a steady gaze, a soft, steady gaze. Inhale, lifting, exhale, come to center. Take a breath here. And come on up. Let's put the chair to the side. So those are all variations with support of poses that we also do on the floor, straight on the floor or on the floor with blanket support. If anything we do on the floor is difficult, now you know the standing versions. So you can always go to those. So how am I going to set this up? I'm going to take my blanket. I like them folded the other way for this. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to fold them the thin way. You can keep them how it was. If you have a bolster, you can use the edge of a bolster as well. But for these next couple, I'm folding them in half, and you can use towels and all that. There's a rounded side to folds. I put them on opposite sides, and I have them not this way, although you can, but this way. And there's a reason. I'm going to move it a little further back so you can see my feet here, hopefully. And then you sit on the edge, straight legs, Dandasana. If you can use your fingertips. If your fingertips don't reach, we're not going to be here long. You can get a block for your fingertips. That's fine. And if there's not enough width for your buttocks here, then turn them out. Then turn them the other way. You know, I mean, it's fine. You can certainly do that. This gives you a lift that you can put your hand on. If you turn it this way, if you need a wider support, then have a block behind you, and that may come in handy. But this way, you don't need that block. All right, so from Dandasana, so we started off at the wall. I know we did some sitting stuff first, but we started off at the wall with Mrityasana 1. So we're going to go back to Mrityasana 1. So from Dandasana, hold behind your left leg, pull straight up. And it's nice even to use your arms and lift your floor. So lift your foot off the floor. So my foot isn't touching the floor. It helps release the groin this way. And then you can just take your ankle and draw it in and place your heel down as close to the buttocks as is comfortable. I know some people have knee problems, so guess what? Take your foot out a little bit more. A higher lift can also help with that. The spacer, some of you know the spacer that we do. We take a rope, or in this case, a strap, turn it into a rope by twisting it. That can go underneath if that bothers the knee. So all those knee things you can still do here. Hands around your shin, lift the side ribs. Now the straight leg is just as important as the bent leg. Turn that thigh in. Draw both outer knees to outer hips, compact the hips together. Lengthen both inner thighs, inner groins. And release, descend the flesh of the inner thighs as you spread the upper groins away from each other. And keep your awareness on the legs. Now take the right hand behind you, right? So you have that support, right? The way I said at the blankets, you can use that arm. See that? I don't know if you can see that, but here's my bent arm. As I straighten it, I get to lift. And if it doesn't go completely straight, that's okay. But lift the spine. Now extend your other hand, left arm up. Push down to the left sit bone and extend through the left side ribs, through the armpit, through the arm. Maintain the lift. This is all for lift. The lift is more important than the turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Take that elbow inside of the knee. I'm going to, for this, keep the chin in line with the sternum. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. The pace of your breath, not mine. Notice if your straight leg, as you turn, falls outward. And see if you can keep that thigh turned in as you lengthen and descend the groins, the inner thighs, and spread the top of the groins away from each other. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. The slower you go, the further you go. Although remember, it's not a contest. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come to center. Hands around your shin. Lift again. Hands behind your knee. Draw the flesh towards the buttock. Drag the heel. Straighten the leg. Dandasana. Check out how different the sides feel, how different the legs feel. And then hold behind your right leg. Lift up. Again, my foot, I think you can see it in the picture. My foot isn't touching. I'm going to draw that thigh towards me, then take hold of the ankle and draw that in so that it is comfortable for you. Hands around the shin, lift. Straight leg, thigh turned in. Outer knees to outer hips, compact the hips. Hopefully some of this is just happening now. Lengthening the inner groins. Descending the inner thighs. Spreading the top of the thighs, the top of the groins. Now maintain that lift, maintain the awareness in the legs. Take your left hand behind you and lift. Extend the right arm up and lift more. Drop the right buttock down as you extend up. So it's not that you're lifting the buttock up. The buttock, the sits bones has to go down in order to lengthen up. Otherwise, you're just moving in one direction or the other. Keep the awareness on the legs, especially the releasing and the spreading of the groins. Inhale, exhale, bend your elbow. Keep the lift. Inhale, exhale, turn. Chin following your sternum. Keep the shoulder bones away from your ears. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Pace of your breath. Notice if that front leg begins to turn out. Keep that thigh turned in. Lengthen the inner thighs. Descend the inner thighs. Spread the tops of the groins. If you really get the tops of the groins spreading, you turn more. Because it affects the abdomen. because the groin's connected to the lower abdomen. What happens in the groins goes to the abdomen. What happens in the abdomen, goes into the spine, the torso. Maintain the lift. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Hands around your shin, lift. Take your hand behind the knee. Draw the flesh towards the buttocks. Drag your heel. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. First side. Draw the leg in. Take hold of the ankle. Place it down. Hands over your shins. Lift. Straight leg. Thigh turned in. Compact the hips. Lengthen the groins. Extend the groins. All the leg work. Okay? I'm going to believe you. You know that part now. I'll keep repeating some of it, but I want you to know it because I'm looking at the clock and it's classes. Time is going quicker than I thought. All right. Right hand behind you. Left arm up. Reach up, reach up, reach up. But you have to press the buttocks down to reach up. Exhale, turn. Bend the elbow and turn, excuse me. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Chin in line with sternum. Release the groins. Spread the top of the groins. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Now listen, straight leg. Hip of the straight leg. Move it forward an inch. Turn. And then take it back to where it was. Move it back an inch. Turn. And then move it back to where it was. Now, chances are one of those felt better. Or maybe they both felt good and you can do them both at different times, but pick one now. So pick one, either move it forward an inch or back an inch. It depends on you. There's not a right or wrong here. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. And it might feel different on a different day, so don't become attached. Become attached only to experimentation, curiosity, and study. Not to a right and wrong. Inhale, lifting, exhale, come to center. Hand around the shin, lift the chest, hand behind the knee, draw the flesh towards the buttock, drag the heel, straighten the leg, hands by your hips, Dandasana. I mean, I'm not going to say there's no right or wrong in yoga. There are some things you shouldn't be doing. But many of the things we learn in classes that we hold as right or wrong are just because we attended a certain class that day and that's what the teacher said. And sometimes a completely different instruction is equally correct, just different. Just want you to remember that. Hold behind the opposite leg, lift up. Take hold of the ankle, place that down. Lift. Hands around your shin, lift. Keep that straight thigh turned in. Compact the hips, lengthen the groins. All that leg work. Right hand, left hand behind you, right arm up. Press the right sit bone down as you lengthen up. Inhale. Exhale. As you bend the elbow, don't sink. Keep the lift, right? You're lifting, so don't fall. Lift, keep the lift, just bend the elbow. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Pace of your breath. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Keep that straight leg thigh in. Descend the groins. Spread the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Now straight leg hip. Move it forward an inch. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. And come back to center, neutral, where it was. Move it back an inch. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. And then come back to that neutral center place. Now pick one. Which one felt better? Which one do you want to study? Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. Don't forget the legs. Lifting, exhale, come to center. Hands around the shin, lift the chest. Hands behind the knee, draw the flesh towards the buttocks, straighten the leg. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. Take hold of the right leg. Marichyasana 3 now. Take hold of the right leg, lift it, draw it in. And again, I'm lifting the foot up. And take your hand on the ankle. Take your ankle and draw it in. Hands around the shin, lift. So even for me, if I don't pay attention, this straight leg will fall out. So I have to turn that thigh in. Now lift, keep that lift, lean forward, and take your arm, reach forward and swing it around and hook your elbow around your shin. Some of you, the elbow's not going to go. Use the hand around the shin. So hand around the shin, elbow around the shin. Now take your opposite hand, take hold of the belly button and draw that to the other side of the thigh. As you then take your hand, then it goes around. So you draw that navel around, then the hand goes behind you on your lift. Keep that straight leg, thigh turned in. Inhale, lifting. Use your hand or your forearm against that thigh. Inhale, lift. Draw the thigh towards you as you turn. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, come to center. Hands around your shin, lift. Hands behind your knee. Draw the flesh towards the buttock, straighten your leg. Other side. Lift the left leg up. Take hold of the ankle, draw it in. Place the heel down. Hands around the shin, lift. Keep that straight leg, thigh turned in. Compact the hips, lengthen the groins. Spread the tops of the groins. Now lift up first. So don't slouch and lean forward, but lift up and then lean forward. Reach your arm forward, and hook either elbow or hand. We don't all have the same body, but keep that lift. Take your other hand, take that belly button, wrap it around with the help of your hand to the other side of the thigh, and then the hand just falls on the lift behind you. And the front leg, that thigh, turns in. Now drop the shoulders away from your ears, please. Use the hand or the thigh, use the hand or the forearm against the thigh. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, come to center, hands on your shin, lift. Hands behind the knee, draw the flesh towards the buttock, straighten the leg. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. Right leg, draw it in. Lift it up, take hold of the ankle, draw it in, heel down. Straight leg, thigh turned in. Hands around the shin, lift. Lengthen the groins. Spread the tops of the groins. Now listen, watch for a second, because not everyone's going to do this. Some of you are going to do just what we did. You're going to reach forward and hook. And some of you are going to reach up. Actually, some of you, you'll take your right hand behind you, and then you'll reach up. You actually lean back. Just watch for now, because you need to see what this is. Lean back slightly, reach back, turn, and then bend your elbow on the outside of the knee. Okay? Now, some of you, you're not going to be able to do this. It won't be accessible today. And to be clear, the body changes. We're not doing the final pose. The final pose, I can't even show it to you anymore. The final pose, you hook the arm around and you connect them in back. 10, 15 years ago, I could do it. Can't do it anymore. Body's changed. Maybe one day I'll do it again. So I don't want you to get caught up in what version you're doing, but I do want you to know some of the different possibilities. So you can try it, and if that doesn't work, then know that you're going to go back to hooking your hand and your elbow. All right? Hands around your shin lift. Turn that thigh. If you know you're going to hook your elbow, then go. Lift, lean forward, hook the elbow. Otherwise, right hand back, left arm up. It helps to lean back a little bit. It creates more space to turn. Now lengthen the groins and spread the groins. Inhale, keep the lift. Exhale, turn and bend your elbow on the outside of the knee. Seek as close to the armpit as you can. So I'm going to take my right hand, I'm going to push it against my thigh, and I'm going to try and get that armpit closer to the knee without collapsing. And then I have to take my back hand and lift myself up again. Keep that straight leg, thigh turned in. Spread the groins, release the groins, spread the groins, compact the hips. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. If it's not working with the elbow hooked on the outside of the knee, guess what? Please hook your elbow in front. That's fine, or hand. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Make sure you are lifting. Spread those groins. Compact the hips. Chin in line with sternum. Maintain that lift. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Hands around the shin. Lift, hands behind the knee. Draw the flesh towards the buttock, straighten the leg. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. Other leg, draw it in. Lift it up and really draw that thigh in towards you. Take hold of the ankle, place that heel. You know, if it goes up to the buttock, fine, but that's not going to work for everyone, so close-ish. Whatever's working for you today. Lift. So whatever you did for the first side, you'll do for the second side. If you hooked your hand or your elbow, hook your hand or your elbow. Keep the straight leg, thigh turned in. Spread the groins, compact the hips. Take that left hand back, lean back as you take the right arm up. Lean back slightly just to give you a little bit more space. Inhale, really lengthen. Exhale, turn, and then bend the elbow on the outside. That's not working, you hook. Now again, I didn't really get too close to the armpit there. So I'm going to take my opposite hand, hit my thigh, and yeah, I'm moving that in, I'm crossing that midline, moving that thigh knee in, and trying to get closer to the armpit. Well, that worked a little bit. Let's see if I can get a little bit more without collapsing too much. If you collapse too much, then not worth it. Then I'll take my hand back, make sure I get more lift because I did collapse a little bit. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. In order to get the clasp around, the next stage, you really have to get to your armpit. But, it depends everything else that's in there. And like I said, I could do it before, can't do it now. I'm not going to fight with my body. I'm not going to judge it. I'm going with what my body, trying to find the right word, needs today, but just what's right for it, what's optimal, right? We've used that word in the past. What is optimal for my body today? My body, not someone else's body, not the body I had 10 years ago, 20 years ago, the body I have today, not even the body I had yesterday. Spread the groins, compact the hips. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Maintain that lift. Exhale, come to center. Hands around your shin, lift. Hands behind the knee, draw the flesh towards the buttocks, drag the heel. Hands by your hips, Dandasana. So, Mrityasana 1, 2, against the wall, sitting. Time's beginning to run away from us. But let's see if we can get in. Then we did Bharad Vajrasana in the chair, and now let's see if we can do Bharad Vajrasana on the floor. You got to pay, those who don't know the legs for this, pay attention a little bit. So first, you have to, I'll go over it once, and then you can do it if you don't know this. So my left buttock is off of this lift. So I have this lift here, right? My left buttock is now hanging in midair, only my right buttock is on it, and then I swing these legs around. Now, the placement of the feet, and it's hard to see on the camera, when I do Zoom at home, I connect it to my TV, so I have the big screen, I can see a little bit more, but it's hard. So this bottom leg, which is in the right leg, the foot is parallel to the long sides of the mat. So my toes are pointing towards the side of the room. And then this top leg, the ankle sits in the arch of the bottom foot, and the toes point straight back. So the feet kind of make a plus sign. If this is not doable for your legs and feet, we got the chair version. Go back into the chair, broad Vajrasana on the chair. That's why I taught all the standing ones first. Because sometimes this version of the knee doesn't work. Or, you know, if you want, you know, you can certainly, you know, you can do Parshva Dandasana, keep the legs straight and do Parshva Dandasana. That's fine. Otherwise, you're here. Now, while you're here, see how my hip is coming up? Chances are yours is too. You want to drop that down. All right, so now let's do it together. Is that clear to everybody? All right, so from Dandasana, take your left buttock off. It's hanging in midair. Sweep your legs to the left. The bottom foot points to the toes, point to the side. Top foot, ankle in that arch, toes back. Questions you can ask. I can see if your video's on, I can see you can wave your hand. All right, and otherwise, you can either do it in the chair or have straight legs and do Parshva Dandasana. Take this hip down, this top hip, this left hip down, so the hips are squared. Now take your right hand behind you. Left hand will go on the outside of the thigh. Drop that thigh down. Now lengthen the groins, descend the groins, spread the groins. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Bend those elbows. I'm looking straight now. I'm not turning the head. You can, chin in line with sternum if you want. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. You can also, Carolyn, you might want a higher lift. Take another blanket. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Now these side ribs, the right side tends to push out. Draw them into the body, lift them more, inhale, exhale, turn. And then exhale, come to center. Swing the legs forward, come to center, quick Dandasana, and then right over to the other side. So now my right buttock is hanging off. Swing the legs to the right. The lower leg, which is the left leg, toes point to the side. Top foot, ankle, just nestles into the arch and the toes face back. Now, I even take your thumb into that crease where the thigh and hip meet and drop it down. And this is something, I can't see everybody. So it's really hard. And even on the screen, if I come up, it's hard. But if this hip really stays up too high, then take another blanket, right? If I take another blanket here, right, by folding this in half, that makes that a higher lift. By doing that, my hips get squared a little bit more. So I can do it this way, okay? So now right hand, left hand behind you, lift. Right hand on the other side. Keep these ribs in, front ribs in. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Descend the groins, spread the groins. Elbows up, shoulders down. I'm gonna lower my lift because I don't really like that right now. But you have to do what works for you. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. I'm looking forward. Now take these ribs on the outside, the left side, draw them into the body. Inhale, lift, exhale, turn. Again, resist the temptation for the eyes to dart around the room. And I know my head started turning. It's an instinct, it wants to follow. So I'm correcting, I'm going to look forward for me. If you want your head in line with sternum, that's fine. But know what you're doing. Do it mindfully. If you're looking straight, do it mindfully. If you're turning your head, do it mindfully. If you're going to turn your head all the way, do it mindfully. Know what your head is doing. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, coming to center. Swing the legs forward. Straighten your legs. All right. Our last twist. We're doing it one more time. We'll add a little bit in the middle, but we'll start off the same way. So left buttock hanging in midair. If your legs are straight, just do Parshva Dandasana again. Swing your legs to the left. Bottom leg, toes point to the side. Top leg, toes point back with the ankle nestled into the arch. Take your thumb, drop that hip down, drop it down, drop it down. Now, I should have told you to take a strap. Go get a strap. Hopefully it's in reach. If not, come out and do it again. Not everybody will need it, but have it nearby. So when we get towards the final pose, you take the right hand and you hook the elbow. See where I am? I'm at the upper arm and the elbow. And then I reach around and I hold the outside of the thigh. Now, some of you can't take hold of the elbow. So maybe, I don't know, maybe. So you take the strap around the elbow. You take your hand, hold the strap, right? Can you see how I have the strap here? I'm just holding it. And that just made your arm that's behind your back longer. And then you can go around. So if you can hold your elbow, hold it. But if not, you have the strap, and that's totally fine. And by the way, some of you who can hold your elbow but are just like at the border, you're going to get more with the strap. And then slowly you can walk your hands down towards your elbow. Drop the left hip down. Release and spread the groins. Compact the hips. Inhale, lifting. Exhale, turning. Take that hand that's around the thigh. I'm calling not the hand behind your back, the hand in front of you, and move that towards the floor. Drop hip down as you move the hand towards the floor. As you move the hand towards the floor. The strap, if you're holding it, should not be by your shoulder, but by your elbow. Yes, good, John. Right, because it turns a different part of your back. Keep the lift. Exhale, come to center. Straighten your legs. Dandasana. Other side. Right buttock hanging off. Swing those legs to the right. Lower leg, toes point to the side. Top leg, toes point back. Ankle nestled in the arch. So again, I mean, if you know you can hook the elbow, hook the elbow. Otherwise, take that strap. Reach behind you. Reach around. Or grab the elbow. Reach around. But notice as you reach around how the hip comes up. Can you drop the hip down as you go around? Drop the hip down as you go around. Now these ribs, these left ribs are pushing out again. So draw the left ribs in, drop the hip down, inhale, lifting, exhale, turning as you move your hands towards the front hand towards the floor. Now I can hold my elbow here, but I can also tell, based on knowing this pose, that if I take hold of the strap, I'm actually going to turn more. So I'm going to take hold of that strap if I can get it. There we go. Yeah, that's feeling better today, even though I can hold the elbow. But who am I showing off to? Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. Drop the right hip down, draw the left ribs in, and move your right hand towards the floor. Inhale, lifting, exhale, turning. As you turn, that hand goes towards the floor. Breathe. Observe. Inhale, exhale, come to center. Take the strap off. Swing the legs around. Dandasana. Now we have done a lot of twists today. So I want to end with a symmetrical pose, downward facing dog. I'm going to do it on the chair. If you prefer it on the floor, blocks, you can. You know what? I like the chair. Gives me more ease sometimes. So hands on the chair. If you're using the chair, thighs back. If you're using the floor, you know how to do it. Even weight on the hands, even weight on the feet. Forearm turns in, upper arm turns out. Still lengthen the groins, compact the hips. And lengthen that spine. Press the thighs back. Ensure that the front ribs are moving towards the back body, not falling towards the floor. In fact, the ribs move into the body and towards your thighs. Shoulders away from your ears. Observe your pose. Often we do this pose towards the beginning of class. This is the first time we're doing it. It's our last pose, the first time we're doing it. How is it different now than when you usually practice this? Or than when you usually practice it at the beginning? And then look up, walk your feet forward, Tadasana. If you are doing downward dog on the floor, then just come into child's pose. Otherwise, Tadasana. Check in. Extend. Spine. Press through the feet. Thighs back. Groins lengthened. Hips compacting. Shoulders down. Study. And release. Shavasana. You can do a flat Shavasana. If you feel anything in the lower back, then take your legs on the chair, right? So you take a blanket on your chair if you like that. Take your head blanket, support for your head like this. Or if you need a higher support for your neck, shoulders, you fold that in half. So for me, I would do legs on the chair, just because why not? Have your head supported, find a comfortable place for your arms. Of course, flat is fine. If you prefer flat, do it flat. You can also roll a couple blankets up or a bolster underneath your knees. Let go. Let go. We have done a lot of doings today. Turning and turning and turning. And hopefully you did spend some time observing, witnessing, studying while you were doing. And right now, can you stop the doing? You're done. The doing is done. Can you be here? Now, in this moment. Let the Mother Earth below you completely support you. Find a surrendering nature to the Mother Earth. Allow yourself to completely arrive in this moment. Drop your awareness into the body and be here. Now. Just you. Just the breath. Shavasana. Begin to deepen the inhalation and lengthen the exhalation. Wiggle your toes, wiggle your nose. If your legs are on the chair, you can leave them there. If your legs are on the floor, bend your legs, feet on the floor, knees together, feet apart. Take your hands onto your abdomen or onto your chest. Let the healing energy of your hands, so much healing power in your hands. Can you let the healing energy of your hands penetrate your body, pierce through your layers, and heal whatever it is you may need healing with today? Pick a side when you feel ready. Extend your arm past your ear, roll to that side. When you feel ready, turn your torso towards the floor. Use the top hand, push into the floor. Use your opposite elbow, push up. Come up to sitting. Cross your legs the opposite way you started class. Bring your palms together. Take a moment to study. Observe and study. Take this practice with you throughout the rest of your day and to all of your interactions with other people, with kindness and with compassion. Kindness and compassion for others. Most importantly, kindness and compassion for yourself. Let's close our practice together by chanting one collective Om. Deep inhalation. Om. Gently let your eyes open. Big smile. Namaste. Bow to the divine within you. Thank you, everybody.